Alright, hey guys, Pax, welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket video. In this video, we'll be going over one of the worst EXs ever added in the game. This guy is just an abomination. I don't know why they added this guy, especially in the fighting type archetype, which is already not that good as it is. Gigalith EX. This guy is a work of something. I don't know what. A work of the devil, a work of nature gone wrong, you tell me. But yeah, this is Gigalith EX, HP 190, stage 2, has one attack as you can see, Megaton Cannon, requires a whopping 4 energy, and the thing about this attack is that you do 140 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It can be the bench, active, depends on you, but during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. And there is a workaround around that, but the main issue for this, of course, is the 4 energy requirement. This is the deck list right here. I'll show it later on towards the end of the video. But ideally for this deck, you want to lead with Ducklet, eventually into Swanna, have Gigalith slowly getting out in your bench, and then eventually sub the Pokemon in and target any of your opponent's Pokemon. If you guys are new to my channel, really do consider if you like and subscribe. Really does help me out, especially as a small-time content creator. And without further ado, let's get right in to the deck showcase. Alright, here we are in our first battle. We are going first, going up against the Mega Gyarados EX Soul deck. And again, if you guys are new to my deck showcases, first battle isn't really meant to be too hard, more so just to get the feel for the deck. Okay. Not good. Ideally, I think the ideal scenario, especially going first, is to lead with Elekid. But of course, we are leading with Ducklet. Pokeball, hopefully we can get Roggenrola. Elekid, okay, that's pretty rough. Alright, we're just gonna chill like this. Next turn, we need to get Roggenrola out. You ideally want to get Roggenrola out as fast as possible. And first turn, pretty bad, but on the bright side, I mean, we do basically have one more turn. But shouldn't be the worst. Opponent does use Frillish. We can evolve into Swanna. Perfect, we got Roggenrola, okay. So, let's evolve into Swanna. Swanna's amazing because you can just retreat. Free retreat, very nice. Might as well sub in Elekid. For now, feed Swanna. Protective Poncho, Roggenrola. This card is amazing because as you can see, if you guys don't know, as long as the Pokemon this card is attached to is on your bench, prevent all damage done to that Pokemon by your opponent's attacks and abilities. So an amazing way to counter cards such as Greninja. So yeah, at this point, Copycat, maximizing our hand. Okay, not the worst. Not the best, not the worst. At this point, Sightseer is essentially useless. So, Zappy Shot, targeting Magikarp. Oh yeah, opponent evolves into Jellicent. Are they gonna Cyrus? That's gonna be huge value if they do end up Cyrusing. Hopefully not. No Cyrus, okay, perfect. So Elekid is dead. But this is pretty scary. Okay, so we're gonna sub in Swanna. We got Ducklet, perfect. Evolve into Boldore. Copycat. One more time. If you can get a Gigalith, this would be amazing. If not, then we are basically screwed. Perfect, we got Gigalith, so next turn we can evolve. At this point, Rocky Helmet Swanna to do a bit more damage. And attack. Yes, this is pretty rough. Because for this deck, you do want to keep targeting Mega Gyarados and not attack Jellicent, because Jellicent's ability right here, after sustaining damage, Gyarados will get fed, but we are kind of forced to do this, because after using Feathery Cyclone, you have to move our energy. So at this point, might as well move it all to Boldore. Yes, we're gonna play it like this. So feed Boldore, and this is kind of awkward because we are kind of wasting a turn, but that's essentially how you have to play the deck. You have to play it very slow, and it's very painful to run. You're not, in my opinion, you're not gonna have fun running Gigalith. It's just not worth it right now, especially since the fighting type archetype has no energy generation cards, like Psychic. Psychic has some. Of course, water. Yeah, even fire nowadays with Flame Patch. Perfect. We got Lucia and Sightseer. They're both useless. Nice to see. Evolve into Swanna. Feed Boldore. Gigalith is out. I don't know. Sightseer, sure. Why not? First time using Sightseer. Get to see our final 4 cards. We already know what they are. I feel like the best card here is definitely Lyra. Making sure that Gigalith EX can attack next turn. So we have a 25% chance to win. So at this point, all we could do is end our turn. I could sub in Gigalith, but if Jellicent does attack, the following turn they could just sub in Mega Gyarados and just one-shot. So I think this is a safer choice. Regardless if my opponent does have Cyrus, I lose. And that kind of shows how bad this deck is. We are losing against the Gyarados EX solo deck. Okay, opponent subs in Mega Gyarados. Okay, interesting. We did get Lyra, so there's still hope. I have 0 points, my opponent has 2, but we can bounce back with Gigalith. Unless my opponent does Sabrina. I don't think they do, but Megaton Cannon, attacking, doing a ton of damage onto Mega Gyarados EX. Main issue is that I can't attack next turn, but there's an easy way to bypass this with Lyra, and it's a good thing. Never mind. Okay, GG. yeah, that's essentially how you want to play this deck. You want to lead with Swanas and then eventually just get Gigalith out as fast as possible. The main issue is that it's very hard to get said EX out, and yeah, this is not fun. This is really painful to play. Really does suck as a fighting type endurer myself, but yes, that's Gigalith. And with that being said, we shall see how this deck performs in PvP. Already off to a rough start. We are going first. Once again, leading with Ducklet. Okay. I mean, it's better than Roggenrola, but at the same time, it's very awkward since it will take 3 turns until Ducklet can attack. And my opponent's using Psychic, which is known to be fast. Using Driftblim, interesting. Alright, this is actually perfect. So this is amazing because we got Lucia and Pokeball, which means that we can draw all the basic cards in our deck. So first of all, you want a Lucia, drawing these, and then Pokeball. Because keep in mind, Roggenrola has 70 HP. So you can't use Lucia to get this basic Pokemon. At this point, might as well put our whole family down. Protective, Poncho, once again, Roggenrola, and end our turn. Next turn we can evolve and then Copycat. Ducklet's sustaining a bit of damage. Perfect. So we can just do this. Might as well do, yeah, okay. So evolve this guy, Copycat. Getting a bit of value. The cool thing about Copycat is that, yeah, you can definitely outdraw your opponent depending on how many cards they have, which is pretty good. Just like this, we can just do this. And next turn, we might either Sightseer or Copycat. And we can get Boulder out very fast. At this point, I'm going to play it like this. Why not? I'm going to sub into Elekid and feed Boulder just to play it safe because Driftblim, one of them does 60 damage, which you can definitely just one-shot Swanna. So Zappy shot. Okay, not the worst. And next turn, we do have a copy of Dawn. So if we want, we could just sub in Swanna, feed Swanna, Dawn, and then after attacking, as you can see, move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Move it to either the second copy of Swanna or Boldor. And opponent subs in this Driftblim, 20 base damage, 20 more for each energy attached to the Pokemon. Alright, we can definitely just chill like this. So, Swanna. Yes, okay. I'm trying to calculate this. So next turn, I should have 3 energy. I need 2 more energy until Gigalith EX can attack. Not counting this turn, so I might as well be a bit aggressive. Why not? So we're gonna Dawn, feeding Swanna, just like this. Feathery Cyclone. My opponent already has 1 point, so I might as well transfer it all to Boldor. And yes, next turn I will Copycat, but this Swanna's gonna be dead. Opponent has 6 cards in their hand. One-shotting Swanna. Not good, but there is still hope. I'm gonna get a lot of value with this Copycat. This would be amazing if I can get a Gigalith. Regardless, next turn I think I should be able to draw all my cards. Lyra, okay. So, Copycat. Perfect, okay, nice. So we got Gigalith as well as Swanna. So just do this. 7 Swanna. Very awkward, because now I have to wait. I have to play the waiting game. Driftblim is a stage 1, so if I do play training area, Driftblim will do a bit more damage, so I'm just going to hold off on that for now. Opponent subs into Ralts. If they evolve this turn into Mega Gardevoir, it's GG. Fantina. Okay. But at the same time, Confuse Ray is scary, because if I fail the coin flip, then yeah, I'm losing 1 turn. I gotta get heads. My opponent's getting very bad luck, which is kind of insane. Still gonna hold off on the stadium. Here we go. Megaton, Cannon. I gotta get heads. If not, then this is pain. Perfect. Okay. Nice. So we are able to one-shot Routes. Perfect. So they... Okay. My opponent's getting very bad RNG. But at the same time, again, the main issue is that I can't attack. Next turn, as I mentioned earlier, before I got cut off during the solo battle, losing the game, after Gigalith does get attacked, I could Lyra, sub into Swanna, and since Swanna has a 0 retreat value, I can just retreat easily from that. Sub into Gigalith and just start attacking. Opponent's still confusing. Okay, darn. That's all I can say, because sure, at this point, might as well feed Gigalith and my turn. Yeah, that's all I could really do at this point. Opponent's once again confusing. What is going on? 4 cards! Not able to get a Mega Gardevoir. Maybe this guy isn't running Mega Gardevoir, just purely just Ralts for some reason. Megaton Cannon? Sure. Perfect. Targeting Ralts. Okay, this should be GG. Yeah. Okay, so Ralts getting one-shot and making sure that Mega Gardevoir doesn't get out, even though could have easily. This is one of those scenarios where I really wish there was like, you could see your opponent's deck. After the battle, you can look at your opponent's deck list to see what they have. Because this guy has so many cards and just can't get Ralts out. Dianthas, okay, healing a bit, but not enough because Gigalith can still one-shot. So, I mean, against decks like this, Gigalith can work, sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, I can Lyra, just like that. Subbing into Swanna, then retreat into Gigalith. Training area to do a bit more damage, 150, but it doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, props to this guy for not surrendering just yet. Removing their stadium, and GG. Megaton Cannon. You know what? Driftblim, you get to survive killing your brother. Deserves to die. And just like that, this deck is S tier. Hands down S tier against D tier decks. Yes. Alright, next battle. Going first yet again. Again, for this deck, you want to go second. Opponent's using Dino. So Hydreigon, Mega Absol. Very meta-relevant deck. This is going to be a massacre. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to lose my marbles after this. So, not too bad. We did get all our basics out, except for the one we need, which is Roggenrola. End our turn. Okay, next turn we can get 2 Swannas out. And hopefully I can get a copycat, because I really do need that. Okay, nice. We got Sightseer. Might as well evolve into these two right here. Swanna's most likely going to die next turn, so I'm just going to feed the one in the bench. And Sightseer, why not? Just to kind of thin out my deck. Hopefully I can get Boldore. Perfect, we got Boldore, so that's nice. And for now, end my turn. I could sub into Elekid, but if they knock out Elekid and then knock out one of my Swannas, especially this one in the bench, which I do plan on subbing in next turn, then they could just win with Cyrus. Just one-shotting Elekid, Swanna, and then Cyrusing the last one. Nice. Lucky Ice Pop, perfect. Hydreigon is out. I'm not winning this. This is pure torture. If you like watching a very painful Pokemon Pocket deck showcase, this is it right here. Because my opponent's just railing me hard. Yeah, there's really no way I could win this. This is true pain. It's really hard to make this guy work. Again, Gigalith, I did try using baby Pokemon before this, trying to make it work. But even then, it's very hard to get Gigalith out. Like, it being a stage 2 and requiring 4 energy is really a pain. It's basically GG. There's nothing I could do. So, at this point, might as well, you know what? Yeah. Elekid gets ponchoed. I might do one more battle. We have to get at least one more win, because this is a pain. Elekid has 2 energy. Doesn't know what to do with this. It's a baby Pokemon. Very young. Got 2 energy. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Nice. Opponent subs into Mega Absol. What do you want to discard? Lyra or Dawn? Who do you hate the most? Pick your poison. Lyra. Actually, no, Dawn. Nice. Gigalith, Boldore. 6 more cards. We're still missing Roggenrola. Might as well training area. Why not? You won't hit an innocent kid, right? This electric Pokemon. Very basic ass Pokemon title, but you won't one-shot this innocent kid, right? Okay, never mind. Yeah, there's no mercy in casual battle. Just perfect. Just discard Lyra. Might as well. That's basically Gigalith, but one more battle, because I believe we can make this guy work. With the right amount of RNG, as well as my opponent's deck, anything is possible. Alright, next battle. We did go first against Tinkaton. Nice. Okay, so we did get Roggenrola, Ducklet as well. Looking at our hand, not good. Again, if Gigalith was stage 1, this would be amazing because we can just get this card out next turn. But since it's a stage 2, it's just so hard to get out. And sure, I mean, you could run Rare Candy, but it doesn't really matter too much. I feel like it might be more beneficial to run Boldore, because you don't have to get this guy out as fast as possible. Ideally, he's most likely getting out towards the end game, which is the main issue. Sure, you can use Rare Candy to get this card out as fast as possible, but it doesn't matter because this card won't be doing any damage anytime soon. It's gonna take a long time to build up. Okay. So we did get Swanna, which is pretty good. Feed, Zappy Shot. Cosmog. Next turn, we need to get Boldore out, or else we essentially lose. We could win this because my opponent did mess up. I don't know why this guy is feeding Tinkaton, because we can one-shot with Swanna. We didn't get Gigalith, but there's still hope. Alright. So we can definitely one-shot Tinkaton. Just like this. Feeding Roggenrola. Getting poisoned a bit, but it doesn't matter, because Cosmog won't be able to attack. So Swanna does get damage. Next turn, Swanna can't attack yet again because of Dawn. You just Dawn, feed Swanna, one-shotting hopefully this Cosmog, Does Metal Core Barrier, but this guy might be a rookie. Only applies against Metal Pokemon. So it does teleport. Just like this is how you win with this deck. You go up against somebody who's not really that good. I mean, I don't blame this guy. This guy's probably new. We were all rookies in this game at some point. So, yes, Dawn. And yeah, that's how you win. The way you win with this deck is to not go up against decks that are D to C tier or higher. Yes. Easy one-shot, just like that. And that's the Gigalith EX deck showcase. Yes, it's, I would stray away from this. If you pull Gigalith in Fantastical Parade, I would either try trading it or give it away because it really isn't worth having. And yeah, that was the Gigacuck EX deck showcase. Overall, very fun if you are delusional. Otherwise, it is not good. This is, we are really backtracking when it comes to development in the fighting type archetype. This is not it. If anything, if they want to add cards like this, add more fighting type energy generation cards to make fighting type more viable because it really does suck. Fighting type isn't the worst. I mean, I feel like you could debate maybe Metal's on the same par. Probably not, slightly higher in my opinion. Freaking Dragon type. We don't talk about Dragon type. That basically doesn't exist in the game. But fighting type is definitely one of the worst in my opinion. And once again, looking at the deck, if you want to, I don't know, try to copy it, try to make it work, it is not good. In a tournament, somebody used a deck very similar. And with that being said, it requires a lot of build-up. Essentially, a lot of good luck, a lot of build-up. And it's just not worth running. It's very inconsistent. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I did try a deck using this pure baby Pokemon and Gigalith. That deck was even worse because I just can't get Gigalith out. Even with 2 copies of Roggenrola, 2 copies of Gigalith, and then using rare candies, it's just so hard to do consistently, especially towards the early game because you do want to get Roggenrola out as fast as possible. And if you don't get him by like your 2nd or even 3rd turn, you're screwed. Like there's really nothing you could do. You can't really bounce back. And yeah, as I mentioned, stray away from this deck. Overall, I'd rate this deck probably F tier. Like this is actually one of the worst EXs they added in the game. And then comparing it to the fighting type archetype overall, yeah, I feel like most EXs are better when it comes to fighting. Lycanroc does 130, and it's a stage 1. Hitmonchan, a lot of people like this card, I personally don't. But I mean, it serves its purpose, just doing easy, fast damage. Megalopunny, I feel like is one of the best they've added in a while. Galade's still pretty good depending on the deck you're using. Passimian doesn't get talked too much, but I mean, I feel like is more useful than Gigalith. If anything, this is probably the worst EX they've added in Series B. It really does suck. Next booster pack better be fighting themed. There's no way, right? This one is psychic themed. We need a fighting festival. Please. I love the alliteration of that. FF, Fighting Festival. And yeah, that's the deck showcase. Hope you guys did find this a little bit entertaining, also informative. Make sure to like and subscribe because again, it really does help me out, especially as a small time, like this punch for fun, small time content creator. And yeah, that's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.